Thank you for joining me. My name is Marcel, and in this video we are going to be taking a sensory journey all the way to Japan with the Taketsuru Pure Malt Whisky. So, as usual, grab a glass, pull up a chair, and let's talk about a whiskey thing. Presented to us by Nikko Whiskey, the Taketsuru Pure Malt Japanese Whisky is, in fact, a blend. There's a blend of malt whiskeys from the Yoichi and Miyagikyo distilleries in the northern island of Hokkaido. Made from 100% malted barley. This whiskey is aged in new American oak, ex-bourbon casks, and ex-sherry casks, ex-sherry butts, I'm going to assume. Coming in at 43% alcohol by volume, a little more than the usual 40%, and so it has a little bit more room for a little play with some water. This is a wonderful blend. It is very much in the style of a Highland single malt, but it has that masterful art of typical Japanese style. It is smooth, it's fruity, it's vanilla, it's citrus, it's oaky, it's wildly complex. It is a wonderful whiskey. I have tried it before, but we'll just get into it here in a moment. There's your color. There's the color of the whiskey. This is non-chill filtered. I'm not 100% if there is any coloring added. Caramel coloring. The caramel coloring, by the way, is made from the same barley that the whiskey is made of, so it does not affect the flavor. It only affects the color of the whiskey. Mildly malty, that's kind of malted cereal. Dark dried fruits, raisins, dates, figs, dried plums. Apple. A little smoke, very, 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 very subtle on the smoke, but it does have wisps of smoke. I believe the smoke comes from the peated barley or the peated whiskey from the Yoichi distillery. I do believe it's the Yoichi distillery. Vanilla, a little citrus. As I said, it's a very complex. You can smell the sherry influence with the dark dried fruits. As very, very at the very end, I just got a little tiny hint of chocolate. The more you nose it, the more you smell the smoke, the more you smell the peat. It is slightly peated, very, very lightly, which is what you would expect from a Highland, which is what you would expect from Scotch, right? The reason that it has that Scotch influence and the reason that it's called the Taketsuru is because it is named in honor of Masataka Taketsuru, the father of Japanese whiskey, who is considered the father of Japanese whiskey. Masataka went to Scotland to study organic chemistry at the University of Glasgow, and in 1919, after he enrolled, he was exploring the fundamentals of the distillation process. And he apprenticed at a couple of different distilleries in Scotland. He met and married a woman and brought her back to Japan. In 1924, I do believe, is when they went back to Japan, and him and Shinjiro Tori started up the Yamazaki distillery. But having differing opinions on how whiskey should be made in Japan, how Japanese whiskey should be made. Shinjiro, he opted for a more of a softer, more elegant, something that would go better with the Japanese palate. And Masataka wanted more of a Scotch style because that's where he learned. That's what he learned. That's the kind of whiskey that he learned to produce. So he, in 1934, so 10 years after they started up Yamazaki, he branched off. He went up to Hokkaido and he opened up and he started Nikka whiskey and opening the Yoichi and Miyagikyo distilleries and sourcing their barley from Scotland. And he goes on to make Nikka whiskey is wonderful. The Nikka from the barrel. This other one I've tried. I'm slowly making my way through the Japanese whiskeys. There's quite a few of them actually. All wonderful whiskeys. The Japanese, they have everything they do is art. It's all artistic. Has a part of their soul in it. Floral, like orchard flowers, sweet, fruity, vanilla, oaky. It's got very, very much an oak influence. So it's probably the new American oak. I'm getting figs, or more like fresh figs. Smoky, peaty, vegetal, but there's none of those phenolic, not phenolic, the medicinal tones that you would find in peated Scotch. Those medicinal iodine. It's not briny, it's not seaweedy, it's not campfire. It's vegetal, heathery. It's floral. It's smoky. It's complex, is what it is. It's very oaky on the palate as well. Some water. No, I don't have another Japanese whiskey on here, or else I would do an A/B comparison. But if you do like single malt Scotch, if you like Scotch whiskey, then you will like Japanese whiskey. I guarantee it. And and this being a blend, like most Japanese whiskeys, they don't, unlike Scotch blends, they're not taken from this distillery, this distillery, this distillery, this distillery. Like you're not taking something from Speyside, something from Islay, something from Highland, a couple of lowland whiskeys, and blending them all together. You're not doing that. They don't do that in Japan. They don't take from distilleries, different distilleries. There's not quite enough of them to do that, so they do in-house blending. So they will make one whiskey and then age it in these barrels, finish it, and whatever they need to do, but they make them all separately. So this grain, like let's say it's a malt whiskey, they put it and they age it separately, and then this one is aged in a different barrel separately, and then this one, and they So they make all of these different expressions, all of these whiskeys, all using the same barley, oddly enough, the same stills. Maybe there might be different stills making different types of whiskey, but it's all pretty much starts as the same process, but it all ends differently. And then they take all of those different whiskeys that they make in-house, and then they blend those together. So you're not taking this distillery. But Nika whiskey is or Yoichi and Miyagikyo, they might be two different distilleries, but they are both Nika whiskey distilleries. So still kind of an in-house blend. In a way, in its own way, but yeah. Very solid whiskey. If you like Scotch, you will like this whiskey. If you're not as much of a fan of Scotch, if you're more of a bourbon person, you like those notes of, you know, oak and cherry cornbread, vanilla, maybe a little bit of coconut. Probably not going to like the Japanese as much. But as always, it's been a pleasure being with you. And, oh, did I do a color? I don't think I did a color. There's the color for you. Thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe. Until next time, drink responsibly. And no underage drinking. We've been over this.